Welcome to Euroforum UG, where we address Ugandans from Europe, USA, Asia, Africa, Australia, and all over the globe. We share experiences, opinions, and expertise on current affairs, educative lifestyle, religion, and family matters. Follow, subscribe, and like our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Euroforum UG. You can also join our live shows every weekend on our social media platforms. For more information, visit our social media platforms or email us at euroforumug@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on +4740 574040. Euroforum UG, communicating with peers.
We greet you all. Moses Ngisha is my name. Come back to you this Sunday, the 27th of July. This Sunday, this weekend generally, is a dark weekend in the football fraternity of Ugandans and friends of Uganda in the diaspora and generally around the world. It is a weekend where we lost one of our own, Finland Cranes player on Friday. We got news that things turned the other way around. Very sudden incident happened, which led to the loss of a life. Today, we are coming not to smile as usual, not to educate, not to create any sort of awareness, but we are coming to remember, celebrate the life of our friend, our brother, our dear one, who passed on 2 days back. We want to grieve with friends, family, and those who have been very close to him. And we pray that the good Lord comforts and strengthens them during this tough time. With me, I have Raymond Butera, the coach of the Rwandese community, Rwanda Community and Friends Football Club, who also doubles as one of the organizers of the recently concluded Euro Cranes tournament. He's one of those very close people who have known the deceased for some time, and I believe he will share a couple of insights and definitely answer a few of those questions that anyone definitely would ask when someone passes on, more so in a very untimely incident like drowning. Otherwise, I want to call upon you all to invite a friend, more so in the football fraternity, to come, we join hands, sit together as we bring back those very good memories, but also to celebrate our dear departed brother. My brother Raymond.
Hello, Mujisha.
I'm glad to have you here on a very unusual show, which is a dark show, a dark weekend, a dark Sunday. Death is one that we are all aware of, that someday it will strike. But unfortunately, it's one that we can never get used to. This weekend makes exactly 3 weeks since we left Finland after a very successful tournament that left traces, very remarkable traces. And I said, death is one that everything spinning around death has a word in it: loss. So as we've been sharing on and having these calls and bright memories about the tournament, death, the joy stealer, comes in and takes away one of our own. It's very sad, very saddening, and we pray that the good Lord comforts and strengthens the bereaved family and friends. Stable Raymond, you come in here as a friend, as a mentor, as a coach of one of the teams where this departed friend of ours has been playing. And I want to request you to greet our viewers to start with.
Thank you, Bwana Mujisha, for the opportunity to come here and grieve together for the loss of our young brother, son. And thank you so much for having this forum. And thank you for the concluded Eurocrane tournament. I'm glad to be here, and it's on a sad note, but that's life. What can we do? Thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. I want to greet you all viewers out there. And as we sail on through this, I'll brand it a Recream show, where it's basically remembering and echoing back those beautiful memories. I want to invite you all to drop a comment. Those who have known closely this player, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that close, but anything that you find worthy dropping a comment on, please feel free to interact with us, to walk along with us during this show. News struck us on Friday evening, where we heard that our brother Owolabi Rabiu drowned. The press statement we read from a certain media house in Finland only wrote that he drowned and a few details. But I'm glad to have you, Raymond. To start with, of course, they mentioned a man in his 20s, and they were not that specific. I'll give it to you, Raymond, to walk us through any relevant details regarding his death.
First of all, for those who did not know Rabiu was with us in the previous recently concluded Eurocrane. If you remember, he was a left back. He was playing 3 and 11 for those who are here in Helsinki. I think that's the picture for those who remember him. I have been with Rabiu now, it's coming to 3 years. We happened to meet in the Rwandan community team where I coach. I was with the coach Dathan. Dathan today is the one who is coaching the Ugandan Korean team. He was the coach of the tournament. If for those who are in Helsinki, so that's how we got to know Rabiu. Rabiu is a Nigerian by nationality who moved from Nigeria to come to Europe to pursue a career in football. He came through Portugal, but the club that was supposed to sign him couldn't take him on. I don't know what happened. Then he tried his luck here in Finland, and last year he was signed by a club. It's called HooGee. It's in the 3rd division. I think they're going to the 2nd division this year. So that's where he has been playing. But one thing, Rabiu has been much more of an East African community member than West Africa. Even when Nigeria, we have community teams here. Nigeria wanted him to play for them, but he said, no, I want to be to play for Team Rwanda. How he connected with the Rwanda, within that period when he was transferring from Portugal to here, I think he requested an asylum. There's a system here that provides people to go into Europe, where if you have stayed for over 6 months, then you can apply for asylum, and as you're looking for something, either a residence permit or a club or a job or something like that. So he pursued his career. So within that period of asylum seeking is when he met some other Rwandese also within that asylum seeking camp, and they got a close connection. So they brought him to our team where we're training, and that's how he joined us. So he became very close to us. Anybody, if you have ever met Rabiu, is a very down-to-earth man. He's real professional. Anything you tell him, he will always follow. He's there on time. So he's a very, very reliable. He was a very, very reliable player. And we could clearly see that his future is really clear. So the tragic incident was on Friday he had a fellow Ugandan, a friend from Uganda, who they decided to go to the beach to swim with another young boy who he trains. He's also a personal trainer. So HooGee gives him this contract and also gives him opportunity also to train the younger generation, the youth, because within that club they have also different age groups of kids who he trains, and that is how he makes a living. So basically his career and everything was all about football. He was 22 years old by the time he died. So they go outside there to swim. According to the witness, the Ugandan, it's called Matthew, he explained to me, he said when they went to swim, they had a younger boy. At the beginning, they went swimming at the shallow ends, and then they tried the deep ends. So, but he did not jump at the beginning. He first went in on the ladder, and then he thought that the water was deep. So he came up and they decided to go on the shallow end. So while they stayed there later, he said he wants to go to pray because he has been a very staunch Muslim. And when he checked on his time, it was about 20 minutes more to go. He said, we still have time because his home is just 5 minutes walk away from the place where he died from. Then he decided, okay, I think we can try another swim. We can just go to the deep shower because he could see young kids jumping in 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10, and he was somehow enticed. I need to try. So they went with this young boy. This other Matthew is also 20. He said, no, for me, I can't swim. So they went. So he was not so much concerned. He knew maybe they know what they are doing. So the young boy jumps into the water, comes out, and now it was Rabiu's turn. So Rabiu says, okay, I'm going to jump, but I'm not a very good swimmer. If I stay longer, you call for help. Okay, then the boy said, fine. So he jumps into the water. He waits 1, 2 minutes. The guy is not coming out. Then the boy runs and starts calling for the guard that my friend, my coach is in the water there. So immediately the guards jump into the water. They try to look for him and they couldn't see. So he called more guards, lifesavers. They jump into the water. Unfortunately, they could not see him. So they called even more. So as time went by, more and more people started coming in. They managed to get divers. So those are the ones who, so the search went on. And then also the helicopter was called upon in about 20 something minutes. The helicopter was already patrolling the area to see if they can see something floating from afar, but there was nothing. After about 45 to 50 minutes is when one of the divers raised an arm and he had found him. Actually, the waves had pulled him far away from even the area where there was a demarcation where you're supposed to swim from. So by the time they tried to resuscitate him, he was already gone.
So sad. Indeed, really sad. What I understand is that he was a swimmer, but at least not to that level of diving from higher heights.
According to what he told the boy, that if I take long without coming back, I am not a good swimmer, which means he was not a good swimmer. So unfortunately, when an accident is going to happen, these waters are very funny. There's when you are lucky that you get the waves when they are pushing you offshore, but there are times again when the waves are pulling you in. So unfortunately, we suspect that was the in-wave pulls that pushed him so far away within the sea.
Kitalo nnyo. It's a very saddening experience. I want to greet you. You watching us here is Abu Matovu, Red Zone Entertainment, Zita Kevin, Music Topaz, Smoggy John Remy, and all of you out there. Yes, grief and misery must be deep in the hearts of his beloved ones. his very close friends, and definitely his parents. Yes, Raymond, I understand. Yes, and from your what you've told, I understand that he was a Nigerian who got a warm welcome in the Rwandese community. How does he then penetrate the Uganda Cranes Finland team?
It happens to be that the Ugandan team and the Rwandan team is coached by both Ugandans. So when you had a tournament here, and because he's one of the easiest guys and a good player, Coach Dathan said, "Hey, if you're free, you can come and join us and play." I think the Ugandan team got about 2 to 3 boys who played for you. I think in the first game in on the Swedish game, and another one I think came later. Not sure. I was not so much involved into the football part of the Ugandan crane team. I was more into other things, the barbecue after party and others. So, but at least he's one of those who played in the first, maybe even the second game. I don't remember very well, but on my team, on the Rwandan side team, he's one of the good players because our team is a little bit more competitive, and most of the players are in Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 players. So even if he was in Division 3 player, but he's like on a top notch, he's more of like the Premier League standard. He's really good. He was really good, very obedient. He loves. He was a very staunch Muslim. One thing at least I know about him. Very, very strong Muslim. That's anybody who has met him. Even before we go for games, he will always tell the coach, "I'm going to play. I'm going to pray. I'm coming from prayer or whatever." Everything was rotating around there. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. Sometimes most of the boys used to make a lot of fun of him, but he was a very outgoing person, and he really loved East Africa. He felt more East African than West African.
Yes, and actually that speaks volumes of how warm East Africans are. Of course, not insinuating that other regions are not. Yes, but particularly from what you're telling, it speaks it all. We only know that one day we shall all pass on. But what is hidden from us is when and how. Again, we want to condole with every single one of you out there who is family, friend, and of course, those who are not even friends, but the likes of myself, who are just part of the huge Euro Cranes tournament family or huge diaspora family. And this weekend shall live to be remembered, and I hope God finds a way of comforting. As we speak of friends and family, there is also this very close friend, the eyewitness, that person you're talking about who last spoke to him, who last saw him. There should be trauma in that sort of experience. That there should be definitely, and I believe there is certainly regret in what they are calling and Namugambit again and things like that. But we usually know little.
When I was talking to him, still it's the same. He was explaining the same way, and they have had quite a relationship where they met in the camp, and also he was in the camp while waiting for his residence application. They created a bond by themselves in there. He's like a brother, because here it was like him. He was the only like his brother, and they somehow they connected. So he was really devastated, but I just had to give words of comfort, and we will continue comforting him. It's within our community. So,
yeah, indeed. And how old was he?
22 years old.
Such a young and very fresh soul.
Very young. Very young. No, the only connection was him, his phone, and the parents back home, and no girlfriend and nothing. Him, cell phone, football, that's it.
And are there any, okay, yes, you're a coach, also a friend, but is there anyone maybe closer, like someone in category of a best friend in Finland?
Yeah, there's one boy he came with. He's playing in another second division team in a place called Uvascula. They came together all through Portugal, from Nigeria to Portugal up to here. So they have been in close contact, and he knows even the home. So actually, he's the one who helped also the police and HooGee, the team was playing, to get in touch with the parent. Actually, the brother is traveling from Lagos today to go to the village, and then they will discuss on what do they think, if they are going to repatriate the body or they are going to bury here. But the good thing, actually, this also could be a learning position, that he, as a Muslim, lucky enough, he has been praying from one mosque nearby here, and he's a member, they know him. And in such arrangements, if they are going to bury here, then it will become less costly, because the Muslims have like land here, and they also take care of all those kind of burial arrangements. And if it was not the faith of that line, if you're like a Christian, maybe it would be more costly than what it is. But that is also an advantage, people to know, if you are a Muslim, and your faith can actually help you also in this kind of arrangements. So I think if he's going to be buried here, the cost will be very, very low compared if he would be repatriated back home.
People, and as much as I understand from what you're sharing, there isn't yet any streamlined plan for burial until further notice. Is that right?
Yeah, we are waiting on until the family to decide what they will. But according to the Muslims, I think they normally bury so fast. So I don't know. So we are only, this is, in such a moment, it's more of family to make decisions for us.
Definitely.
We're just third parties. And that's where the family takes the priority in everything.
Yes, Raymond. Yeah, just for a friend or someone watching from Finland, are there any plans of what you usually call Olumbe in Uganda? Okay, away from the family, but as friends, are there any plans?
We are still waiting on the decision. If they are going to bury here, then we can have a way forward. If they are going to repatriate, then we can still have a way forward. But at the moment, before the decision is made, we will just still have to hold on until the final decision is made. And then either decision, whatever it is made, then it will give us time and know when. So all that is not yet clear. So it's still in the hands of the state, the family.
Thank you so much, Raymond. You watching us, definitely him being a Nigerian affiliated to the Rwandese community, I believe there are people who are not Ugandans who are watching or will watch this show after. Speaking of the recently concluded Eurocron tournament, this is a Ugandan tournament that invites teams from Europe and USA. Last year, or this year, it took place in Finland, Helsinki, on the 4th to the 6th, and 7 teams participated. That was the US, US Cranes. Cranes is the name of our national team in Uganda. So we borrow the word and marry it with the names of the countries where we live. So US Cranes, German Cranes, Netherlands Cranes, Finland Cranes, Denmark Cranes, Sweden Cranes, and Norway Cranes participated. And actually the t-shirt he's putting on is one of the uniforms the organizing committee of Finland used during the tournament. So Rabi, our departed friend, played for Finland. And this is to us more of a family which has no boundaries, so no borders in this sense. So we grieve with you all out there, and we stand in solidarity with family and friends and anyone who is deeply affected by the loss of our brother. This show is intended to celebrate his life, shine a light on his life he has lived before he departed, and also to leave a trace of the solidarity we keep all living as brothers beyond with no boundaries. So all we know, according to Butera, all they know is what he has shared and maybe what appeared in the press. And as you've said, Raymond, the rest will be until the family gives a position. So we shan't carry on that much during this show. That maybe, as we spoke, I quoted his last words, which I find very touching. And on this note, I really pray that the good Lord comforts his friend not to be deeply tormented by these words. These are the words I quoted you say, which you quoted from his friend, that I'm not so good a swimmer, but I'm going to try. But when I take long call for help, Eranga, as it said in Uganda, akanafa tekawula bugombe. Because of course, if you have to look at this logically, maybe you would have said, how long would you think help will come in? But usually at the time of death, logic doesn't apply. We just pray that our dear friend, the friend of the deceased, really doesn't get broken down by memories of this. Raymond, I'll, as we wind up this, and of course invite you, our viewers, to drop those comments you'd love to someone later on to read, most of family and friends, as we close this show. Raymond, before I ask you to give your closing remarks, you are a coach for a community team called Rwandan Community and Friends Football Club. Is there any difference between a community coach and a club coach?
There are similarities, yes, but also differences. A professional league has its own dynamics, whereby beginning it's the players mostly who are more looking into these clubs. So if I look at demand and supply, so it's the players who are in need much of the club. But for the community, we end up again as a community, we're the ones who need more of these players to be part of our community. So in such a way that it means that the way you handle omuganda chaito okweguya nti community needs okweguya nnyo omuzanyi, yet on the professional level omuzanyi neyeguya nnyo club. Kitegeeza ki? What does it mean? It means that the way you as a coach will handle these players is different. How you talk to them, how you make them how you retain them is totally different. On the club level, you could say, for example, if you have come late, then these are the punishments. You're going to do this. But what about if this person is coming from work? While the other side, it's you who is paying him. But now here, he's paid by somebody else, but you want him to be on the team. So it's totally different. And if you clearly look at different clubs, you find that communal clubs mostly, you need more of the administrative part, how you are an administrator, how you connect with people, how you talk to them, how you bring people together. And while on the professional level, it's more of a technical, you're supposed to do ABCD, and that they follow what you have decided or what you planned or what you want. While here, it's also important to try also to listen and try to find out the abilities, because they play from different clubs. How are you using their skills to fit into your picture? I don't know if there is something I have explained that can give some sense to the differences.
Yeah, I feel in a nutshell, I would sum it up from what I've picked is that at a club level, it's more of a 50-50 mutual relationship. Yes. That you need me, as I equally need you.
Yes.
And then on a community level, much as we would love to convince players that this is your team, in reality, you need them more than they do need you.
Actually,
am I right about that?
On the club level, I think there's not even a 50-50. You just have if you come in our club and this is the system we play, You are supposed to play like this. If you don't play like this, then we are going to look for another player to replace you who will play what we want.
It's entirely business.
On the community, then we have to balance the boat. It has to be a 50-50. We listen to you. We can even change position. We have to look for ways to accommodate you. Well, the club, if you don't fit, then we look for somebody who fits.
So it's basically business and voluntary work. One is business, another is voluntary work.
Community, let's do this, collect money, let us go here, blah. You talk so well to the people so that they don't turn up. You lose a game, nobody wants to come and play. So the dynamics of the community are totally different from the club professional, like football leagues.
Yes, thank you, Raymond. But again, this should remind our European tournament players that in as much as, according to Raymond, the coaches should bend lower to you. You should also remember that still, these are
Actually,
teams.
I would not say.
I would
not say bend. I would say tone.
Okay.
A little bit tone.
So okay, tone a little bit. Okay, yes. Much as he suggests that coaches need to tone, but you also need to really own up, knowing that these coaches are not paid. At a club level, someone gets a paycheck every week or every month. So, yes, but yes, as we wind up, in everything, we always extract something to learn. So, this tragedy that happened this weekend leaves echoes of deep memories and sad memories. But also moving forward, we also want to grab every single opportunity to have something to pick. Because when it comes to community, the fact that we've come here, it means Rabiu has been present in both communities. And also this should speak to you out there that where you live, keep yourself present. Make yourself present, make yourself visible, such that in case of anything, people should have a reason to take off their time to maybe go an extra mile to either help. It doesn't necessarily have to be death. It might be something or anything that needs you to knock at somebody's door to seek help. And again, these systems in Europe, we are different levels of residence. Some are still applying for residence, waiting for responses from the governments. Others are having temporary citizenship and the like. But there are different packages of insurance which can help in such times. Maybe Raymond could be lucky to have a very big community, family and friends that could consolidate funds to repatriate him or his body when he dies. But Mugisha might not be lucky. But maybe what levels us up are those insurance packages. So that's just grabbing this opportunity to also echo that out, that these are things we need to embrace. But with that said, I want to again pray that the good Lord finds a safe space to embrace and comfort the bereaved family and friends of our departed Rabiu. Raymond, your last remarks as we wind up.
I will just conclude with the same words you have used, learning. What do we learn? In all situations, we have to learn. What do we learn? In just 2-3 days ago, we were with Rabiu. He woke up healthy. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. Full of health. But just a decision of jumping into the water, just one jump, makes a huge difference in the whole of his life and his family forever. Even us, we will never see him again. So life is so delicate, and we have to enjoy, appreciate each other as much as we can. It's really sad for such a soul to leave us in such. It's even unbelievable up today. I can't believe it now. You can imagine what is going on in the mothers and the father back home there. Someone has gone to Europe. You see a whole lot of future ahead, and that's the end. That's one learning. life, let us appreciate each other as much as we can. Let us come join. I know we are busy, but you can save a few minutes. Just even Mujisha called me today. I was far. I had to drive. I said, it's okay. I'll save 20, 30 minutes to be with you. Yes, we are busy, but we can still make it. 1, 2. There are some simple things that we take for granted, like praying, going to church or mosque. There are times when they are really important to us, and they can help us in so many ways, especially in this kind of moments. There are other things to learn about family. At this moment, even if you are not part of his family, you can't make any decision. No matter what happens, your family is always important. As he goes, we ask ourselves, what about us? What have we learned? That's food for thought for everybody. Thank you so much, Mujisha and Eurocrane. May God be with you, and thanks for this moment to honor our son, our friend, brother, Rabiu. May God bless you.
Thank you so much, brother. I would definitely love to speak about a lot. I would personally love to bring in this and in respect to our departed brother. I won't even have to shine any light on what's going on, from what's happening. This is entirely, this moment or program has been tailored to according respect to our departed brother. Thank you all who have endeavored to spread on the news. And of course, I believe that different communities, both these Nigerian, the Rwandese, and the Ugandan community, have something in the plan on what next when they hear from the family. But what is in our hands right now is what you've heard from Raymond, and of course, praying for the families and friends, God to keep them strong. I'm usually very careful with the word rest in internal peace. And I just want to pray that his legacy be tapped into by someone. And his legacy lives on. Maybe be recreated by someone else. Bye-bye for now.
Welcome to Euroforum HooGee, where we address Ugandans from Europe, USA, Asia, Africa, Australia, and all over the globe. We share experiences, opinions, and expertise on current affairs, educative lifestyle, religion, and family matters. Follow, subscribe, and like our social media platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Euroforum HooGee. You can also join our live shows every weekend on our social media platforms. For more information, visit our social media platforms or email us at euroforumug@gmail.com or WhatsApp us on +4740 574040. Euroforum HooGee, communicating with peers.